Hey everybody, it's Hex, and today we're looking at something interesting. These are the new Sculk sensors in 1.17. This is the first Sculk sensor snapshot 19820W, whatever, I don't really care. What I wanted to do today was just show you a few designs that I came up with for using these little things to open some doors. So this first one here, if you'll notice, we have this lovely door. And if you'll notice, there's no pressure plates, there's no buttons, there's nothing, and we can walk right through it. Yeah, so basically the cool thing about these is you can create a door that opens without any obvious like buttons or things like that. And being a builder mainly, that's really something that's quite cool to me because I hate when pressure plates are on the ground. It drives me crazy, unless I'm trying to, actually put them on the ground. And then the button next to the door, I really don't like this whole situation where you push the button and then you try to get through the door and then it closes on you. Yeah, I don't like that whole situation. So these solve that problem. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Here's another version of it. This one's a little bit more compact in the way that I built it, but it's a little bit less, I don't know, it kind of activates a little bit too often, but that's another design. Here's a design right here. Have you ever wanted to just like put a button somewhere and not have to have like stuff underneath it? Well, watch this. You can just press this button right here and the door opens and you can walk on through. And it's super nice because you can put the button kind of where you want it rather than right next to the door, or you can, you don't have to put like a bunch of redstone underneath it. And we'll go over how each one of these works in a little bit. Here's another one here. This one, it doesn't open that way, but there's this button and it's like on this like little stand thing, and there's like a little, looks like a little mailbox or something. I always wish that I could have a button like this in front of the door. I think it looks cool. Press that button, you walk through the door. No big deal. You want to go out? Walk on through. There you go. Done. I'm going to show you how I built each one of these and a little bit about how they work. And hopefully this is the way that these Sculk sensors are going to be working in the future. I might do update videos if they change how they work. I might not. We'll see. So this first one, let's start out by looking at a door. So here's a door. Let's go ahead and put it, how many blocks above the ground did I do? 1, 2, 3. It's the third one up. That's good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and grab a door like this, and we'll put it there like that. And then I'm just going to kind of create a door frame around it like this, because we typically, would want a door like to be leading somewhere into a building, not just randomly out in the open like that. There we go. Okay, and I left this block off on purpose. We could put that one there. Of course, you don't have to use iron blocks. It doesn't matter. I'm just using these so you can like count and see what I'm doing. But anyways, on this one here, what I've done is I've taken and I put a Sculk sensor right, I think I put it right there. Right there? Is it right there? I think it's right there. Yeah, right there. And then what I did is is that where I put it? No, I put it like right here. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to make it so that what you could do is like when you walk over this particular block right here, the Sculk sensor activates. Right, so when I walk over that one, it activates. But what's going on here is that it's activating no matter where I walk, right? So if I had like blocks over here and I was walking around over here, it's going to activate all over the place. So that's where this wool comes in. What you do is you surround the Sculk sensor with wool, and apparently sound cannot get through wool when we're dealing with these, or movement, or whatever it is that the Sculk sensor is supposed to be sensing. It does not sense around this wool like that, which is pretty cool. Now you would expect this that would happen, right? Like, so the Sculk sensor's next to the block right here. Maybe they might change this. I don't know. I hope they do. But if the Sculk sensor's right next to this block and I activate the thing like that, it doesn't put out any redstone signal. So what we're going to need is we're going to need some repeatings. We're going to need a repeater. Repeater. There we go. Then we're going to take this repeater and we're going to put it right here like that. There we go. That's a nice little repeater. It's going to go ahead and repeat. And then I'm going to place a block there, and then just because I don't want any sound getting like, see that? So if I surround the whole thing with wool, then the only place that it's going to activate is when I'm right over the top of it. So if I go ahead and put this block back, that's where it's going to activate right there. Okay, then all we have to do is power our door. So the way that I did that is I just put some redstone like that, and like that. And that should make it so that the door will open. Boom, like that. There we go. And then on the other side, you could build a second one, or you could just leave it so that the other side doesn't open, or you could put a button or whatever. Or you could put like I said, like a second one of these on the other side. So you just open that up, put the Sculk sensor there, put a repeater coming out of it like this, a little ready redstone like that, and then surround the whole mess with wool like this. Like that. And then you don't put wool on the top because otherwise it wouldn't sense you like walking over it. But now it'll sense me walking over it. Boom. Works that way. And works that way. Pretty cool. What's nice about these Sculk sensors, and that kind of surprises me, is they kind of have like a delay on them, right? So if you walk past it, let me just put some redstone right here. So if you walk past it like this, and it activates, see, it kind of stays on for a minute. Well, not a minute, like a few seconds. I don't know how long it is exactly. I'm sure some techie person that does redstone for a living knows all that, but that's just kind of where I'm at. Okay, this next one here is a slightly different design. Let's go ahead and check this out. So let's say that I have my door here, like this. What I did is I put the sensor here, and then I surrounded it with wool, like this. But I actually made it so that there's actually some space here, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So then if I go like that, and then I take an output from that one, I'm going to put some wool on top of that, and then we'll go ahead and run our redstone line up here like this. I think that's what I did. And then you can, like, if this is your wall and stuff, right, you could go like this, and this is the wall that goes around the door. Like that. There we go. Okay. Now see what's happening here? What's happening is the Sculk sensor opens the door shuts and makes a loud noise or movement, and then the Sculk sensor picks up that movement and then activates the Sculk sensor, which opens it's a clock. It's a clock, right? So what you have to do is put a wool block right there to stop that from happening. The other thing that you might need to do is if like you continued your, no, I guess if you continue your wall right there, you're fine. Okay, good. So then we're like this, and we're like that, and we're like this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace these with some glass to show you what's going on with how I did this one. Because what I found out is that Sculk sensors are super annoying unless you surround them with wool and stuff, because as you just saw, like, it's just activating no matter what I do. But if I take this wool and I put it around it like this, what's gonna happen is, because I have this little gap right there, you can see like the little, it's really hard to see it. Hopefully the YouTube compression is picking it up. But basically like there's like these little blue like arrow things that are going towards the Sculk sensor. And as long as I'm in this sort of range that it can see, then the door will open, right? But I have to have the wool around it so that not every other thing happens. So that way, the reason that this might be cool is because you've got a double-sided door, right? So then on this side, when you walk this way, it still works and it's the same Sculk sensor. You don't have to have two of them. But it is a little bit more sensitive. So in other words, it's gonna detect you a lot more places than just over that one block. Okay, cool. The way that I did this one, let's go ahead and let's build this guy right here. So gonna go ahead and go like this, build our door, door, like that. Put this around it, la 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 la, like that. Okay, and then what I did is I want my button there. So what I can do is place a block right there, and then I want my Sculk sensor like down here underneath this wall right here. And you have to kind of imagine like, okay, I'm in a world and I have like, there's actually like a building here, and I just want like that button to be right there. And that's what I want. Now, of course, right, I'm using iron doors here. Of course, you might want to build a more elaborate, like redstone, crazy, 17 piston opening multiple whatever door that I don't know how to build, and I'm not going to build in this one. But what I'm doing is just kind of giving you some ideas about how you could maybe use these to create just simple ways to activate said complicated door. Okay, like that. And then I did it totally, how did I do this thing? Let's see, that way. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, now I remember. All right, so basically, oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, you guys are gonna be like, so why doesn't this guy like build normally? It's because I'm just kind of like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build underneath here like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a repeater, which I need to grab another repeater. Goodness gracious. And we're gonna go ahead and come out from our Sculk sensor. And then we're gonna come this way. And you don't have to use wool here, but you do have to use wool right there, because otherwise the door is gonna do that thing where it's gonna send signal to the Sculk sensor. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is, because that is now, let's see, how did I do this? Oh yeah, that's right. It's like this. You're gonna take the redstone and power this block right here, and then just place one dot right there, and that should open it because of this redstone is powering this block. Let's see if that's actually true. No, it's not. You gotta do it this way. Oh, I remember what I did. I think I did 2 repeaters like that. There we go. Okay, cool. So then that way when you press this block right there, it opens up, and of course then we have our floor like in front of it, like this. And then you might want to even like go like this right there on your wall, because if you have like floor blocks here, for example, it's gonna pick you up like if you walk over here a little bit. Right, it could pick you up like right in this spot. But the idea is that, okay, we have that button right there. Kind of interesting. All right, this one here is actually pretty simple. It's basically like these other ones. So all I did was I took and I put a Sculk sensor underneath the ground. See, I gotta get rid of that one because we need a repeater right there. Like this, and then we're gonna go like that and like that. We're gonna just encase the whole thing in our wool. So then you take that Sculk sensor, if we can get one. Hey, come here. And you put him in the ground like that. And then over the top of him, you're gonna build some stuff here like that. Okay, and this is gonna be like where the button's gonna go. So then I'm gonna take and put that right there, and you can hear it already activating. But then what you can do is take like a wall block, and I just use like sandstone wall because I'm in this like redstone testing temporary world here. And then if I put a button on it, I don't even really have to put a button on it. I could just, do any of these sorts of things. But the button gives you something to interact with that's going to make some sort of a sound. So the button's actually not even doing anything. It's just making noise or movement or whatever, so to activate that Sculk sensor. Okay, and then out of that, we can take ourselves an input or an output like this from that block there, because this block is being powered by a repeater, if you remember when I built that. And then you can run it over to your door like this. Let's see, our door is going to be at that level. No, that level right there. So we're going to have to come up a block like this into our door, or we could just put like a repeater and then a bit of redstone right there. That'll do it. And then we can put our door, hey, there we go, right here, like this. And we need the door. How come like I don't get rid of stuff that I always do this like in my inventory? Like I'm just kind of a derp. Anyway, there we go. Actually a blockhead. All right, there we go, like that, and like that. And so now, like if we cover all this up, if this was like the ground, you could press that button and then go through your door like that. And then of course you'd have to have like maybe another activation system on the other side to activate it when you walk through. So we could just do another one of these like this, where you just place in Mr. Sculk Sensor underneath here. Let's do it that way. Let's try it that way. There we go. It's kind of like the deeper under, okay, I'm just going crazy with the wool now. It's like the deeper down you can build it, the less the angle is to it, right? Because like as you see this thing, like it's like whatever angle, like you can kind of see the sounds or whatever going to it. So like if I build it deeper under the ground, like the further down I go, as long as it can sense me, the more like this angle is not gonna hit it, if you can see that. Supposedly. That was the theory anyway. All right, then we've got this guy here, and like this, and then just a bit of redstone coming out of it, back that way, like that. That should do it, right? Yeah, it'll do it. Okay, and then surround it with your wool, like this, and then there you go. Well, oh, that's why I did it deeper. Doesn't really matter, because if this is inside your house, it's like you want the door to open when you walk in this area. There we go. Well, guys and gals, this has been Hex. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I'm going to be making more with these little Skulk sensors because I'm kind of enjoying making them, because I feel like it's kind of a brand new fun thing. I usually don't really do that much redstone, although I used to do quite a bit of redstone. So I think I'm going to play around with these a little bit. I might release a few more videos on some different little contraptions that I got in my head. But anyway, I hope that you are having an amazing, awesome day. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff if you want to see more of me derping about and showing you cool things in Minecraft. But more importantly, I hope you're having an amazing day, and God bless.